Hey, welcome back. It is now January 28th of 2020, and ever since the release of Episode 9, a lot of fans have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly where things are going for their new Star Wars universe, as well as the new Star Wars films, the new TV shows to come as well on Disney+. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that J.J. Abrams used this movie as a foundation to create new Star Wars lore as a way to also build up the Star Wars universe into something original and new. Great example is how we get to witness the new section of the unknown regions, as well as the new world known as Exegol, which was the home of Palpatine while he rejuvenated. Now, part of everything related to Disney and Lucasfilm is that we do know that as we speak, they are currently developing their new Star Wars universe. In case you guys are just tuning in right now, the new Star Wars universe is actually said to contain new stories that will come in the format of books, comics, video games, novels, TV shows, and yes, even movies in the form of the new Star Wars trilogy that is going to be released throughout this entire decade. And that's one thing that Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to do at their best, is that they're trying to really reshape the franchise into something new and original for the fans that's really going to really kind of detach itself from the nostalgia, to really have a Star Wars film that does not rely on the Skywalkers per se, primarily speaking. Now, on top of all of this, what's rather exciting is that now that Episode 9 is out in theaters, both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently focused on the future of Star Wars as a franchise, in the form of TV shows, movies, and more, that will reshape the brand into something new and original for both new and old Star Wars fans around the world. One of the main projects that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on for the first film of this new trilogy is that these new set of Star Wars films in the form of a series that will be released throughout this decade. It's noted that the first film of the new trilogy is codenamed as Star Wars Eternal, which initially was codenamed as Star Wars X. It's explained that this new Star Wars film is being planned to center primarily over in the unknown regions, and to introduce dozens of brand new Jedi to the fans, as well as new dark side warriors and legends of the Sith as well. Star Wars Eternal is actually set to begin production this February, as Disney prepares to develop their new Star Wars universe to bring to the fans. One thing that both Disney and Lucasfilm are in negotiations over is how they are going to implement the origins of the galaxy into this new Star Wars film, and will also explain the origins of the Force. The film is said to be the darkest Star Wars film that has ever been made by Lucasfilm, and that they are going to announce their new director very soon. It's noted that they will be focusing on dark side warriors that have never been seen in both Star Wars canon or Star Wars Legends, and are said to be based on popular Star Wars Legends characters that many fans know and love. The entire trilogy itself is said to span through different eras of the franchise, and that the first film is explained to take place many years before the events of The Phantom Menace. Star Wars Eternal will also dive into new truths about the netherworld of the Force and the Wills, who are godlike beings who created the entire universe. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, and as to why this really is a big deal by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, I don't know about you, but when we look at Star Wars as a whole, we do know that the fourth trilogy, these new series of Star Wars films, is going to be a big deal for them. It's going to be a very tough job for Disney and Lucasfilm to pull off. Why? Well, Bob Iger actually talked about this, is because these new Star Wars movies are not going to be focused on nostalgia such as Luke, Anakin, and stuff around those lines. So, the thing that really catches my interest is the fact that they are focusing on brand new Jedi, new dark side warriors, legends of the Sith, as well as these new origins of the galaxy, the Force, the netherworld of the Force, and even the Wills that will be explained in this particular film. I want to go over the code name. Now, keep in mind that this is not the official title, but this is a code name, a placeholder, if you will, Star Wars Eternal. And I'm sure that there's a real meaning to that and has something to do with the plot that they are aiming for. On top of this, it's noted that some of the scripts, some of the drafts by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will be used for Star Wars Eternal, but not all of the actual material that they wrote for that particular Star Wars film. So, everything related to what they are trying to do, obviously they're trying to make a Star Wars movie that's going to both respect Star Wars Legends and is also going to respect originality. And that's exactly what they want to do. They want to please the fans. They want to regain the lost fans that were actually very upset with The Last Jedi and exactly how the sequel trilogy was being handled by Disney and Lucasfilm. And to me, I think that this really is a step in the right direction. Say what you will about Disney and Lucasfilm, but I think they still have the opportunity to develop a new Star Wars film that can actually really be done in a very good way, that's focused on Jedi, Darksiders, the Sith, etc., etc. So with that being said, like I say guys, Star Wars Eternal, it sounds like a very interesting film from what they're actually trying to develop as we speak. Production is going to start this February. We don't got much longer to go, and that's when we're going to learn more and more about this new Star Wars film as we go throughout this entire year of 2020 into 2021. So anyways guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to move.